My dream was born watching the opening ceremonies to the Olympic Winter Games. And I remember watching those opening ceremonies, and that wave came over me. Like, you've got to do that, Cheryl. I remember turning to my grandmother and saying, Grandma, you know, I'm going to be there one day. I am going to be there one day. And when she said to me, Cheryl, believe in yourself. Give it everything you've got, because you'll never know unless you try.
Cheryl and I were defense partners with Team Canada for over 10 years and really had the opportunity to play under various coaching styles, various different environments, different players, different locations. And I think through all of that, we experienced a lot of success, but we also experienced failure. And now that we sit back and reflect on it, we can see that there were certain elements and certain ingredients that were there every time we experienced success. And those same ingredients were missing, or one or two of them were missing when we experienced failure. And so I think now what we're trying to do is to take what we learned in those different years, those different coaches, those different environments, and take them out to the executive world and kind of give them a little insight into what it took for us to achieve success in a high-performance team.
And what we really have put together here is what worked for us and what didn't. And what we've come up with is our acronym, COACH.
Which each letter obviously stands for one of those key elements and ingredients to our success. First one, C, being communication. It was so vital for our coaching staff to communicate with us, whether it be our role, what our game plan was, that communication was key.
The O, observe and react, and how important it is to step back and really observe. And we do this best sometimes when we're looking in, and then from there, making the adjustments in the reaction phase.
The A, accountability. Again, very crucial for us to look at our own actions, to reflect on ourselves, to take that look in the mirror and understand where it is that we could make changes.
Leading into the C, which is confidence and value, my favorite, because I truly believe that you must be confident and feel value to really accept and embrace your role.
Honor and respect. I think at the end of the day, we don't all have to like each other on a team, but we need to be able to work together. We need to have that respect of one another so that we can step into the room, that we can step onto the ice, and we can perform as a group.
It becomes a culture of fear. We're all threatened by one another. Because she's going to make the team, or she wants to make the team, she wants to make the team, she wants to make the team, she wants to make the team. So we don't share any information because I'm going to hold it very, very tight to me because I am not going to give you an advantage. No way in hell I'm giving you an advantage because I want to make this team. Well, in that environment, when someone is secure and confident in their position, they start to share. And that sharing creates that energy. And what you soon realize when you start to share is, wow, I've grown. And the team goal is met, and the individual goals all take care of themselves because we're sharing information. We become better.
So we came out of that World Championship thinking, we're the best. We're on top of the world. And then we went into the next season, and we lost. How many games, Dan? Everyone. We lost everyone because it took us too long to recognize when it was time to change. Sometimes the signals aren't so overwhelmingly brilliant. Sometimes you don't completely implode. Sometimes you need to change before that happens. And that's what happened to us in 2001. And again, in 2009, it was quite evident we had to change.
And changing has to happen when you're on top. And that's what we're saying as well. When you are on top so that you don't see the failure, but we never look at it. How often do we celebrate the small successes, or we pay attention to the details? Because it is the details that create the success. And I remember definitively back when we were playing actually for our club team, we had a fantastic coach. He was unbelievable at the details. And this one particular game, I remember we were playing and one of our star players went and scored an amazing goal. And we're all excited on the bench. We had an amazing time, and we come back, he comes back to the bench, and he doesn't go to the goal scorer, but he went to the silent player who stayed on side. And he went up to her and he said, that goal was yours. You know what that meant to that player? She stayed on side. She stayed on side. She didn't score the goal, but that comment in itself created a dynamic that she wants to do that next time. She doesn't have to be the goal scorer, but she was a key component because it would not have happened had she not stayed on side. But he recognized it. Becky and I believe that this presentation is very different because it provides our perspective, the athlete's perspective, into what worked and didn't work for us on our journey to success, coming from our coaching staff, our leadership group. And upon reflection, we're able to take this and share this information with the executive, the business world, so that they can have a look at perhaps what's working or not working within their group, because they're having an opportunity to listen to it firsthand from an employee, from an athlete who was working on a team. So this gives them that sense of those key elements, perhaps an idea to listen to or think about how they could utilize some of these key elements within their own team or group.
We had a session with our sports psychologist, and we walked into the room, and he had his projector, and he put this up on the screen. And he said, "Did you girls know that it is very uncommon to win?" He said, "You get to the end of the day, one person, one team wins, everybody else loses." He said, "If you want to achieve abnormal results, you need to behave abnormally every day." And it kind of killed all of our complaints. They weren't working 12 hours a day, but we were trying to achieve something that we didn't want them to have. Winning is abnormal.